Let's do some lawsuit baiting. A little bit of lawsuit baiting. Okay? As that feels every time I watch anything to do with Brianna Wu.
Which brings us into our next subject, which isn't degenerate at all. Lolicon. So the you kind of brought this up. I didn't know if you wanted to do a debate review or if you just wanted to talk about it briefly. But yeah. Basically, if you don't mind, I'll summarize it just since I was involved. There was a smaller streamer who admitted to consuming Lolicon as a part of their consumptive pornographic habits. Why did Connor bring this up? Why does he keep bringing this up? Why does he keep bringing up food shops in every opportunity? You really enjoyed this drama. Listen, man, honestly, no fault. You said you were watching my content. Clearly, you enjoyed this drama. But just oftentimes, like, you know, autistic people have to learn this, alright? Sometimes in certain situations, talking to certain people, you just kind of shouldn't start ranting off about something random that you find really interesting. You know, Warhammer 40k is one of these things for Connor, I imagine. Police work seems to be one of these things for Connor, and now as well, your new special interest, the food shops drama, probably needs to take a back seat when you're doing podcasts, Connor. I'm going to be honest. It's probably gone on too long at this point. Created a dramatic firestorm. I had to learn this about anime the hard way like 20 years ago. We've all been there. Listen, no fault to Connor. We've all been there, especially in this chat. We've all been there. But you're essentially at work right now, Connor, and you're telling the boss about the pedo you just saw online. Jesus. Storm. Chud Logic came out relatively tepidly saying that, like, you know, I'm not going to associate with this person, but if other people are going to associate with them, I'll give them a little bit of forewarning, but I'm not going to give them any flack about it. And then Kuihman, he's enjoying all the attention in the spotlight. Oh, okay, never mind. He said my name's Brianna Wu. Can we get a live Brianna Wu reaction and check her? If we get a reaction. Because she fucking hates me, obviously. Alright, let's see. No, bro, he's so fucking corny. He is corny. He might be a mall cop, but he's our mall cop, okay? Ack. Oh yeah, the Destiny fan does comments. That's mad funny. All the Destiny fans in my comments are mad funny. Anyway. With this person, but if other people are going to associate with them, I'll give them a little bit of forewarning, but I'm not going to give them any flack about it. And then Kuihman, he's enjoying all the attention in the spotlight, but he basically is trying to milk the content as much as he can, trying to drag as much attention to this drama as possible. Chud got upset that I said that he was ambivalent, and the reason why he was ambivalent was because he was trying to avoid making drama frogs angry by taking a strong moral stance. That's my perspective on the situation. Chud and I hashed it out, but what are your takeaways?
Well, I share your assessment of that, you know, of Chud. Excuse me. I'm not trying to get into drama with him, but I thought your commentary was fair. I thought your analysis was really fair. I think the thing I wanted to talk about is the thing that really sparked agreement.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, as we're talking about food shops again, I don't know if you guys saw this, but the other day, Brianna Wu was like replying to one of Food Slop's tweets, being like, at FBI, come and arrest this person at FBI. So funny. They're both just so retarded. I just... really is the absolute dregs here. This is what's left of the Twitch poll. Is Brianna Wu a social club and food shops? This is what we've got left.
With me from that conversation is you talking about, frankly, how degenerate this shit is, right? And it is. It's sick shit. And it blows my mind how many people on the left excuse this stuff. It's sick. It is opening up a gateway to a whole lot of just bad impulses. And it just blows my mind that people can't come out and just say, this is obviously child porn light. And you shouldn't be looking at this stuff. It's disgusting, right?
Well,
like I don't understand.
You're so brave, Brianna. You're so short. You're so brave. Holy. Yo, can we get a based Brianna Wu in chat? No, I'm joking. Total cringe.
Stand.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna get you into even hotter water now. So Twitch, the popular streaming website that we are also live on right now, they came out with a terms of service because women were streaming with their like 3/4 of their chest shown, and it was implied that they were nude. And this was viewed as the new hot tub meta, where OnlyFans pornographic actresses were trying to gain audiences largely made up of teenage boys by basically streaming naked. And so Twitch banned a few streamers. Then they reverse course. They said that artistic nudity was going to be allowed. And then a bunch of zoophile and lolicon artists started drawing and showing their favorite pornography on Twitch.
That's just
and then
fucking
Twitch
based.
immediately reversed course and shut it down.
Yep.
But
by the way, exactly what Kyla said was going to happen. Exactly what Erudite said was going to happen.
Wow, just like Kyla said, guys. Just like Kyla said. Ninja, everyone was saying that. Ninja, everyone was saying that. You fucking idiot. Just like Kyla's novel prediction. My friend Kyla, my friend not so erudite Kyla, the streamer who I pay an indeterminate amount of money at an indeterminate regular rate, likely through an LLC connected to a pack, to be my friend. Kyla, the NSC, the streamer who I paid to be my friend, probably, allegedly.
Happened publicly, and it happened immediately. She was completely right on
that people exploded the loophole instantaneously and massively took advantage of it
to put very young images of very young children on Twitch, and she was dead on.
Well, okay, so here's my problem is that I view these things as correlated. I'm a little bit of a sexually repressive person. Not that I didn't have fun when I was younger. So 15 to 25, I was told by broader society, rightly or wrongly, that it's a time of experimentation and messing around and dating different people and exploring what you like and what you don't like and all that kind of stuff. And so as a result, I did date around from 15 to 25. I had a lot of crazy experiences. But then at 25, I was like, this is not making me happy. There's a difference between pleasure and contentment. There's a difference between pleasure and happiness and pleasure and love. So I'm going to kind of go a little bit.
Connor, why are you talking to her about? Why are they talking about this? Why are these two people specifically having this conversation right now? Brianna Wu is like funding this. I assume Connor was likely paid for his time here. Possibly paid with the assumption he was doing prep work as well. And what's he done? Sat there watching videos about lolicon. This is what Progressive Victories LLC are allegedly paying for. Is that really what we're spending time and money on? What goal is this advancing?
Old school and just start, I'm not going to date anybody else until I find somebody serious. And then I met.
Is it there meant to be a disclaimer if he was paid? I don't think there would have to be. No, not if he was just being paid to be part of a show.
Met my wife, we got married, we had kids, we're pretty happy, and all that kind of stuff. We're not perfect by any means.
And it's through an LLC as well. I don't even think they have to say anything.
But we're happy.
Allegedly.
And
there's no marriage that's perfect. Mine's not. Yours isn't. That's marriage.
Right. And so the whole point of that diatribe was to say, like, I'm not such a prude that I don't think young people should be engaging in any kind of recreational sexual behavior whatsoever. But I do see the openness of liberals and the advocacy for sex workers by progressives as correlated with some lunatics online being like, well, everything's fair game.
I think that's fair. Like, there's a real tendency on the left that we will advocate for a reasonable position, right? Which is like sex positive feminism. And I have no issue with a woman like being top down doing it for a joke, a troll, basically. I think that's hilarious. But I think that, you should probably have some tools there to make sure, very young children aren't watching that. That makes sense to me.
Merry Christmas. Nixon's appendix in chat. Merry Christmas.
But I think you're right that there's this infinite slide that happens on the left, right? Where it's like, okay, polyamory, okay, that's a private decision, that's fine. Then you go further, to like, and then there's just no place where it stops. So I do agree that's a tendency. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally think that one of my frustrations is that, like, so polyamory or polygamy, I think that, like, statistically I can show, like, oh, polygamous societies, they have XYZ ABC thing, but really we're studying like Iran and Saudi Arabia, and so sociologists are going to be like, well, there's 10,000 other factors, blah blah blah, right?
Sure.
And then when it comes to polyamory too, it's like, I like to reserve state force. I think I've told you.
Yeah, why are we just jumping from like pedophilia to polyamory? What's the deal here? What's going on? What is this conversation? There doesn't seem to be any real flow or topic. They seem to be saying shit. They're just sort of saying shit at each other. It's loosely connected to some internet drama they saw. It's the absolute worst type of podcast.
My libertarian conception of state force. If I'm going to pass a law and that law is going to be enforced, I have to conceptualize that law being enforced by a law enforcement officer, which means effectively, if I pass a law and I expect it to be enforced, I am comfortable with a uniformed person showing up to your house with a gun to tell you that you cannot do something. So while I will publicly criticize polyamory, I am not comfortable sending an agent of the state with a gun to say, you're not allowed to do that. Right.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my thing, is like, we were talking about the infinite slide. What I would like is
well, this is really getting the vote out, guys. Don't you think? Don't you feel like the vote is getting out right now, watching this? I know I'm Pokemon going to the polls after this productive conversation. This is what we need more of, guys. This is what we need more of in this space. It's just more productive conversation. Just more people having productive conversations. More super interesting people having super interesting, productive conversations. That's what we need. That's what we need. We're coming up with solutions. Policy, directionally. That's what I'm here for. Counterpoints from using about pedophilia and polyamory to some psychotic trans with more money than sense. Yeah. Productive conversations about Mino-Reich polyamory. Yeah. Directionally, I would say polyamorous individuals should be rounded up, and directionally, of course, I mean. Directionally. Talking about the policy. Let's get down to business. Let's talk policy. Let's talk policy, guys. It's gone on long enough.
Large proportion of the left to come out and say, Wally is degenerate and shitty, pedophilic shit. Like, even if you have that impulse, it's not a sane or rational impulse that we are going to try to sanitize and normalize as a society. And then same thing with like zoophiles, which I do view, no offense to the few furry people in my community, but I do view furries and zoophiles as maybe not causative, but correlated. And yeah.
Okay. That's crazy. I was actually just watching today. I was literally just watching. There's a guy on YouTube who has he's called Tobias Reaper, I think, and he does like mecha compilations. I was just watching his compilation on furries today with the Care of the Wolf stuff and the Zoosadis leaks. Just watching that today. Well, I've actually got some furries to look at as well soon. We've got some furries to look at tonight. We'll get there. I think we might watch is there a full version of this? Have we got a full...
Good evening to...
Is this it? Is this the first one? Is that what this is from? Who's this tachyon blue guy as well? This guy hangs around food shops. What are we doing on this channel? What is the point here? Okay. Right. We'll just watch this, I guess. I'm gonna 2x this. We're just gonna make our way through it. Actually, no, I'll finish this segment because it'll probably be a good segment, but we will watch the full thing, I think. Or we'll try to, anyway.
So it's like, so me, because I'm more sympathetic to the right, I can draw firm lines. Whereas with progressives and liberals, they seem incapable of drawing firm lines sometimes.
So this is a meta point, Connor, and I suspect this is why you and I get along. Because for me, I am progressive, right? And my line of where I want to draw it and have someone show up with a gun is probably much deeper than yours. But I
think what the reason you and Connor get along probably has something to do with allegedly has something to do with large sums of money being transferred from one bank account to another. Allegedly is what I would say. It's probably making them get along so well. It's just man, I hate the Brianna and Wu tactics as well. It's just so reptilian. Here's what I like about you, Connor. Here's what I like about... Let me tell you what I like about you, Connor. Here's why we get along so well. Okay, Connor?
am just...
Chud Logic just dropped the Wu Festo. I don't think Chud Logic has a Wu Festo. I'm going to be real.
Like, from my upbringing in a military family and growing up conservative, I actually think standards that you hold yourself to are really, really important, right? I think it's okay to like draw those lines. And I think there's a quality on the progressive left that tends to intellectualize every single thing to the point where it just does not make any rational sense and it alienates people. So personally, if somebody is jacking off to child porn, I don't have a problem at all with law enforcement showing up to their house and addressing that. You know,
that is a line that I'm okay with. I was more thinking polyamory and polygamy. I don't want law enforcement showing up in order to enforce laws against that.
Not.
But
of course not.
When it comes to, I think lolly should be banned and then consumption, whatever, should be enforced. So I'm okay with that. And then the reason being, sorry, go ahead.
Well, how you interpret lolly, I don't know the jurisprudence on that. I don't know how the courts interpret that. But what I am really comfortable with is anyone can look at this stuff and see it's degenerate stuff. And I'm going to say something that may get me in trouble today. The amount of those games with hypersexualized little girls that are available on Switch, the Nintendo Switch, blows my mind. I have no parental controls turned on, and I don't know if kids can get those, but it blows my mind. You just log on to the
Brianna Wu opening up the Nintendo eShop and just absolutely fucking seething. Just absolutely seeing Genshin Impact and just absolutely fucking pissing, shitting and seething. Bro, who cares? Who actually thinks about this stuff? No, there's no hentai games on Switch. It's just kind of sexualized characters. Listen. Listen, right? Here's what I'll say, okay? We'll make this clear. I'm by no means a lolicon. If you're giving me an option of sexual content, and on one hand, it's some creepy Japanese shit, on the other hand, it's this. Listen. I'm taking the kids. Call me Carissa Avalone, because I'm taking the fucking kids, okay?
I was praying for some new grape allegations for Christmas, instead we get a eunuch arguing with a fat lesbian. I guess I'll take it.
Thank you for the $50, Captain Insano, S&M. So generous. Thank you. And Merry Christmas. Thank you. New rape allegations would be good, but we shouldn't be so lucky. There was the Panther and Ethan Ralph stuff, I guess, but there's no real meat on the bone there. Anyway, let's go back to this Brianna and Connor video.
The e-store to see if like Metroid has come out, and it's like it's the most sick sexualized little girls like right there.
Also, like Brianna who does all this virtue signaling. What's the name of that manga that she ripped her art style from? What's the name of it again? Do I have to check my video script? I just wonder, like, are the girls in the manga that she ripped her stuff from, are they underage, technically? I wonder. Let me have a look. So some live investigation, okay? Live investigation about whether Brianna Wu is engaged in a little bit of hypocrisy. Let's see. Gals by Mihona Fuji. What's the deal here? What is the... Okay, just to give you an idea, right? This is allegedly what Brianna Wu based her art style off of. So you can see it here. That's her art style. Allegedly, this is what she based it off of. So this looks kind of young, doesn't it? Allegedly, this was the basis. This is what people say. Kind of young and sexualized. What's the deal here? These don't look like adults. This is allegedly, obviously. I would never say anything for sure. There's no way we could die, for sure. But you can see the inspiration. I guess my point is just that, you know, sitting there seething about this, what the games on Switch are, seems kind of fucking retarded. Like, you've been into anime shit for your whole life, allegedly. Well, almost certainly, allegedly. It's always been like that. Why are you suddenly so concerned about it? It just seems weird. It seems motivated by something else. I don't know who would even really care. But like, what's the worst lolly game on Switch? Like, how bad does it get? I can't imagine. It's not like you're going to be getting full-blown hentai games on Switch, are you? So we're talking about what? There's a game where you shoot water at schoolgirls. That's as bad as it gets, I think. What's that one again? Is that one of those, is that one of the ones in that big series that they just pump out, like... Is it Senran Kagura? That shit's always on my Steam. Constantly. I've literally never bought one. I've never bought one. That's not that bad though. That's really nothing. That's mild stuff. You know, it's like Dead or Alive beach volleyball. That's what we're talking about there. Kuihman again distracted looking for cartoon little girls. Probably a coincidence. No, F-bombs. This is a conscious choice to spend more time talking about this topic so that I can make a longer video and provide more commentary. Actually, F-bombs. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the concern. Anyway, let's go back to the Brianna Wu video.
A Nintendo product. I don't know who the hell is running that store, but you need to be like thinking about some stuff.
So did we drop too many nuclear bombs on Japan or not enough?
Jeez. Oh, haha. Ha 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 ha. Is this paid for by Brianna Wu? Is this the sort of thing Brianna Wu should be seen around being said? Is this really a good look for progressive victory for Rebellion Pack? Is this a good look? Someone saying drop more bombs on Japan. Do more nukes. Is this not like a Hassan America deserved 9/11 kind of moment? This was good on 4chan like 5 years ago. First of all, it's not funny anymore. Like, longer than 5 years ago, in fact, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Okay. This was funny then. The worst part is it's not funny anymore. It's tired. It's really tired. Also, what an insane thing to say on your little political platform for making a gay little podcast to get out the vote. What an insane thing to say.
Not commenting on that. I'm staying away. Yeah.
Not commenting on that. I'm staying away. Just sitting there giggling. Just sitting there giggling. I disavow. I disavow. Legit question. Why does it bother you that she's paying for any of this? Isn't it good? Aren't you supposed to be happy some of your peers have been given the opportunity to get back? No. No. Because I care about the content and the internet drama, and someone going around paying a bunch of people means that people have a financial interest to stop, to resolve trauma quietly, disagreements quietly, to not voice issues with each other, to not get in big fights with each other. And for what? And for what? There's no political action coming of it. No effects are coming out of it. App Stardust being floated. Continue streaming. It just makes for terrible content. It ruins content. It's poisonous. It just means these people get to float along without ever wanting to improve or make better content. Just float along. Go to the weekly meeting. Collect their paycheck. It's so poisonous. It is so poisonous. Anyway.
And since I'm not, running for elected office anytime soon, I can meme a little bit harder.
There you go.
but yeah, like I do
mean,
blame
that
the
bothers
Japanese.
you, right? That's some
No, of
sick
course
stuff.
it does. I do. I legitimately, I do think that there's different parts of Japanese sex culture that have infiltrated the West, and I do think that they have a little bit. They have different takes on prostitution. They have different takes on like the cleanliness and whether or not there should be any shame associated with sex. They actually have a relatively positive like safety when it comes to sexual assault, at least unless I've thought about this a lot actually since being told it. Shame culture and honor culture in Japan is actually pretty strong. So I don't know if sexual assaults or rapes are happening in Japan and they're not getting reported. Or
they do have that car where they had to do women only subway cars there because people are so gropalicious on the train. So
well, and
doesn't Japan have like massive issues with sexual assault? The issues are bad, yes, but it's not because of the shame culture. Those are two different problems. Okay.
And that's what I was wondering is if they inverted into a different dynamic, because allegedly their sexual assault and rape statistics are substantively less than the United States. I'll put it that way at least. So I don't know if that's a reporting issue or a cultural issue. So while I can praise that, tentacles, children, monsters.
What's the issue with why include tentacles with children and monsters? Why are we including tentacles and monsters with children? These are not equivalent things. Okay. Having some, like, weird mythical creature that fucking is essentially just there to... What was it? What was the reason they put the tentacle shit in? It was something to do with the sensors. I don't know, man. My weeb trivia is failing me right now. Having some weird mythical creature is not the same as having a child in porn. It's not, these are not the same thing. Okay, let's see where he's going with this.
I was wondering is if they inverted into a different dynamic, because allegedly their sexual assault and rape statistics are substantively less than the United States. I'll put it that way, at least. So I don't know if that's a reporting issue or a cultural issue. So while I...
Yeah, tentacles can skirt the Japanese censorship of a penis penetrating, therefore it's often used as a substitute. Okay.
I can praise that. You know, tentacles, children, monsters, zoophilia, 3,000...
See, again, we're jumping between things that are, like, not really... It's not really an issue. I don't care if someone watches tentacle porn. I don't care if someone watches lolly, to be honest. But, you know, if we're talking about, you know, how healthy it is for your... Whether it's a sign of something bad going on in your head, it's like, I can totally see someone just watching hentai. And so oftentimes they end up watching tentacle stuff. That makes sense to me. If you're oftentimes ending up watching lolly, there's probably something wrong with you. Right? Because tentacles are literally just a censorship tool they use, essentially. And are incredibly widespread. Lolly specifically exists to simulate sexual interactions with a child. So putting these in the same sentence is just like, what are we doing here?
1,000-year-old vampires that look like children.
And zoophilia as well. Like, are we gonna pretend someone fucking a dog is the same as some tentacle shit? It's not.
I think that the Japanese should put a stop to that, and we should as well.
I am not going to tell Japan, sorry, I'm dealing with a bit of a cold. I'm not going to tell Japan how they should run their society. I'm American. But I can say that localization is a process that happens in the game industry, and Nintendo needs to think about the product that they...
Well, and now Brianna was like, oh, yeah, we need to do some gay censorship, get censorship shit. Americanize it, give it the 4Kids treatment. Bro, please, fuck off. How does Brianna Wu just pick the worst positions and takes on everything? How about we don't do that? How about you leave the guns in Yu-Gi-Oh? Okay? Leave the guns in Yu-Gi-Oh. Yes, Brianna Wu is trans. Yes. Yes.
They're bringing out to, like, America, right? So, you're
not culturally imperialist. That's interesting. You don't want to export our country internationally. I thought that was the power of liberalism, is that it's a universal philosophy.
That's a fair gotcha. I'll have to think about that.
Okay.
But as far as, like, the law, you know, it's I'm interested in American law, right?
Okay. So they did a lolly segment. Amazing. Why does everyone say she's not? Who's got the Reddit post? Who's got the Reddit post of her saying, she doesn't answer whether she's trans? Well, see, look, the only piece of evidence you even need anymore is the group chat leaks, because she's, like, talking about it as though she's trans. She's talking about the non-binary shit as though she is trans. And it's a mostly trans group chat where they're all talking about being trans. That's the only piece of evidence you need now. But there was already, you know, everyone's already proven it beyond any reasonable pushback, I think. Yeah, people do it for ages, but there's a passive cope. A lot of DGGers do it as well, I noticed. Loads of DGGers will tell you Brianna Wu's not trans. It's wild. Sleepy, have you got the Reddit post of Brianna Wu saying she doesn't answer whether she's trans? It's funny. It's a funny post. I know you've usually got the Brianna Wu shit. Oh, whoops. I'm in general VT in my Discord. That means we're in stream voice. Okay, we're all good. Here we go. Here we go. Brianna Wu, why I don't respond when Gamergate accuses me of being transgender. It's posted 9 years ago. This is a post I've been meaning to write for a long time now. Every single day, I have Gamergaters writing to call me transgender. Somewhere along the way, it became something they all seem to believe, and the truth is, I've never commented on it. Well, then, better stop talking about it then. I've thought a lot about it. I've talked to my friends like Catherine Cross, Christina Love, and Samantha Allen about this. I think it's a no-win scenario to respond to for a plethora of reasons. The first and most obvious one is there's nothing remotely wrong with being transgender. If I was cis and I came out saying, "Oh my god, no, I'm not transgender, no," that's just reinforcing the stigma about being transgender that costs so many lives. I think transgender people are probably the most persecuted people on the planet. See, only a trans person would think this. Quite literally, only a trans person could think this. I don't think it's helpful for cisgendered activists to inadvertently reinforce this. Secondly, anyone familiar with the subject knows there are many, many shades to being transgender. There are intersex people, there are non-binary people, there are deep stealth people. Ultimately, being transgender is a private, very serious medical issue that needs to be addressed as early in life as possible. Ugh, it sends shivers down my spine, lines like this. As early in life as possible. Deep stealth means you, live essentially imperceptibly as a woman. You know, no one knows. People in your life just don't know. I don't think it's helpful for anyone involved to treat it like a litmus test, where a person must come out publicly. Thirdly, for anyone that's publicly transgender, I've had friends tell me about the pain it causes in it colouring everything that they do. I have a friend that's a well-known software engineer. She has people writing her all the time about how inspiring she is. She appreciates the sentiment, but says it brings her back to the most painful period of her life. It becomes an adjective in front of that person's name, colouring everything they do when the goal was just to feel like their true self. The only winning move here is not to play. I choose to not respond, because nothing I can say in response to this accomplishes anything worthwhile. It's my suggestion to others to not buy into the transphobia by responding. It encourages something that should be deeply private to become a witch hunt. As Anita so eloquently said, transgender women are women. Period.